Okay. Hello there, everyone. So we're going to try this again. My name is Laura with Laura S. Fit Life. You can go to LauraStreppone.com to find out about health and nutrition. I'm a fitness instructor and Beachbody coach, and I'm here to cover something I covered yesterday, and I was trying to do it live and also recorded, but the recording didn't work. But the live did, but the live was not very good. It was very hard to hear me, and so I thought I'd just try to record it again, and we're going to try to go as quick as possible because the live one went kind of long, so hopefully we can get through this. But this is the first installment of a series I'm doing on the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. So there it is, and it's by David Schwartz. You can go pick it up. It's $16, paperback, and hopefully you can hear me fine, and I can see that you can see me pretty clearly. So let's just get started. I don't want to take too much time, and hopefully you'll hang in there and get some information that you'll need. If you know somebody that needs this information, please pass it on. But we're going to start with going over the overall part of the book is about life is too short to be little. That is a quote from Disraeli, and it's the book is kind of encompassing how we can tackle and work on being more big thinkers and dream bigger. So I want to ask, why doesn't everyone think big? Ask yourself that. A lot of people don't think they deserve success, or they have a little guy mentality. People believe there's no longer opportunities to grow, so they just become complacent. And I wanted to talk about a little thing I talked about yesterday is a group I used to love, or I still love, OC Supertones. They're a Christian band, and I've been a fan of them for 20 years. I met them a long time ago at the LAX airport, and I've just followed their career. And although they haven't had like great global success, they are very popular in Orange County and across the country, United States. So they have a song called Little Man, and it depicts basically three scenarios of success, or what a lot of people perceive as success. And one guy's got like all the riches and the bling. Another guy's got like the high fancy car. Another guy is like a business executive and has the fancy suit on and all that. And all that can necessarily show an outward appearance of success, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have inward feeling of success. And the whole song keeps repeating, let my pride fall down because I'm a little man, or something like that. So if I'm not quoting it right, sorry. But I love the song, and it just brings you back to reality of what's important, I believe. And those band members have had a very rich life. Number one, being a highly successful band, a Christian band, and just, praising the Word of God. And I'm not a super religious person, but I do believe in faith, and that's one thing I find successful is that if you have your faith, that can mean success and happiness, and if you have family and friends, and wealth is one of those things, but it's just a monetary thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have an overall sense of success and happiness. But that was just an example, and check it out if you want. That video is really inspirational for me, and it always motivates me and brings me back to where my mindset should be. The other thing is we have this mentality of what will be, or what is. We're kind of complacent and just live in that situation. So the book is going to go over a lot of good stuff to get out of those funks and create a better idea of success. So let's move on, and I will go over what the book will help you with. It'll show you how to believe you deserve success and how to change your thinking. It'll help you overcome excuses and age issues, fear, and people holding you back. It'll help you test yourself into thinking how big you can think. It also gives you ways to build confidence and develop belief that it can be done, and the book will help you with enthusiasm to initiate that all and much more. It covers a lot. So we're going to go over the first four chapters in this video. So hopefully you're hanging in there. And again, my name is Laura with Laura S. Fit Life, and I hope you're having a good day. So let's start with the idea that believing you can succeed, and you will. As long as you have that belief, you should be able to conquer anything in life. But there's a lot of things you have to, take action with to more than just believing yourself. So I want to ask, what is success? So if you can write that down or just think about it, what is success to you? In my own belief, it's freedom. If I have success, it creates freedom and therefore creates less worries and fears for me. If I have the freedom with success, means I can do more for others, which in return gives me happiness when I can do something for somebody else. And nobody just wants to get by, so you want to definitely start to create a bigger and broader idea for success. With belief, you can develop an I can do attitude, and therefore also take action to create how to conquer success. So belief and action go hand in hand with thinking big. It goes into that in the book. So another big role in thinking big is attitude. Positive beliefs versus negative beliefs, disbeliefs. So if you say I try but, or you have doubt, that will automatically create failure, most likely. If you think positive, and success will come from positive thinking and victory thinking. So just make sure you try to stay away from the negative attitude. One of the examples in the books is a thermostat. Goes into if you keep believing negative and telling yourself negative things, this thermostat, if you think about a thermostat, one of those old ones, not the programmable ones and everything, but the old ones. And if you think about all the negativity going in, that's just going to lower and lower and lower the temperature and make you colder to reaching your success. But if you send yourself positive beliefs and positive attitude, then your temperature will rise and you'll build confidence, and you most likely, with confidence and good beliefs, you'll have success, is what the book talks about. So this thermostat of up and down, and goes into a Mr. Triumph versus Mr. Defeat kind of theory. And then I just want to talk about, before we wrap up chapter 1, 3 ways to start believing yourself. Number 1 is to think success, an I can do. I can do it. Just always tell yourself, I can do it. And it should be easier. Remind yourself that you are better than you think you are. A lot of people sell themselves short, and we'll talk about that a little more in the future chapters. But you want to just make sure you know that you're better than you think you are. A lot of people sell themselves short, and just I can talk about something in the fitness industry where people immediately come in and say, I don't know if I can do this class, and they just question whether they can participate and do it. Well, anybody can participate. You just have to make sure if you're injured or anything, or if you're a certain level of fitness, that you modify, of course, but there's no reason why you can't do something. So the other thing is, drinking my Shakeology. Believe big. Little goals will only create little achievements. Big goals will create big success. So just kind of remember those things. And I'm going to have a visitor here, my kitty cat. Okay, so let's move on to chapter 2. I'm trying to do these all within a 5-minute period so we don't run long. So chapter 2 goes into excuse-itis. So a lot of people face, whether it's yourself or whether you're doing business with people, excuses. Excuses equal failure, attitude, and therefore your attitude will create positive or negative results. But the book goes into the 4 forms of excuse-itis, they call it. Let's go back here, sorry. I'm going to ask, you've probably heard people say, I haven't started this because I don't know how to do this because I can't, because I'm not able to, because, you probably hear excuses like that when you're trying to get across to your customers or, your fitness people. Or I go back to fitness a lot because that's the industry I'm in, but, I'm sure some of you have heard people say those phrases. So we need to take those phrases away from those people and teach them that their excuses aren't going to get them where they want to be. So the 4 forms of excuse-itis are health, intelligence, age, and luck. And there's probably others, but this is what the book talks about. So health, there's 2 attitudes regarding health. It's either a defeat attitude or a second chance attitude. The defeatist will usually be depressed, worried, say something's always wrong. Second chance person will be optimistic and eager and renewed and have an open mind. So I can take me for an example. I have this nice handy dandy cast on. Yeah. And, granted, that's not a serious health issue. It's a broken ankle, and I've only got 2 weeks left, but I'm confident that, it's healing, and I'll be back on my feet in 2 weeks and start rehab and just get stronger and better, after this. So I have the second chance attitude, whereas, a person that might not even know what's wrong with them and have gone and gotten many opinions, but are just making a lot of making themselves sick without even knowing what's wrong with them. There are people out there, and they use that as an excuse to get out of what they really need to do, which is a greater responsibility is to them and to make themselves better. So 4 vaccines for health excuses is to refuse to talk about your health, putting it out of your mind, and not worrying about it. And then genuinely being grateful that you have the health you have today. I am glad that this is not any worse than it is. And yes, I've been off my feet for 2 months, and it's been kind of tough because I'm a very active person, but I'm going to get back at it as soon as I have clearance to. And even while I can't get on my feet very much, I'm still trying to work my upper body and keep going. So the other thing is don't waste what you have. Like I said, don't think yourself into a hospital bed is what the book covers. The second excuse is intelligence. People say, I don't know. I don't know. Well, in this day and age, we have so many ways to figure out how to do things. If I can't get the answer from somebody I know, I'll look it up. That's what we do. We have this amazing tool, the internet, to look things up. And even before the internet, we went to encyclopedias, we went to the library, we found ways to figure things out. So a person's lack of intelligence isn't really a good excuse. They need to really take action for themselves. They underestimate themselves is a constant thing, and they overestimate other people. So we'll move on from that intelligence excuse. Just remember the 3 cures for it is never underestimate your own intelligence, and remind yourself daily that I can do it. And the ability to think is greater than the ability to memorize facts. Create and develop ideas. Don't just memorize everything. And okay, so the third excuse-itis is age. Never being the right age. I'm too young, or I'm too old. I don't think they'll want me, because I'm washed up or whatever, That's kind of dramatic, sorry. But I can say that this is an excuse that shouldn't apply, because you only feel as old as you act. That's a constant saying. And when I went into fitness and being a fitness instructor, I was 33, and granted, that's not very old. In some opinions, I was a little skeptical. I can be honest there, because I knew there was a 20-something in the same field of teaching as me, and most people were in their 20s. So me going into this at my 30s and now being 38, I have truly not regretted or looked back at my decision to become a fitness instructor, and I have plenty more years. As long as my ankle is good, I have plenty more years of teaching, and I'm excited to continue. So handling the age excuse, well, first of all, let me pose the question, and you can write this down. I'll give you a second to pause and think. Where does a productive life begin? Write that age down, whether it be, let's just say 20, okay? And then where does a productive life end? Did I say begin and then end? So create that number. So maybe it's 70, okay? Although there's plenty of people that can keep being productive after 70. So let's just say you have that range, 20. That's 50 years, right? Yeah? So I'm only 33, so I have quite a few more years to still be productive and get a lot done if I have other dreams and other bigger ideas of stuff to do. And, the big thing is don't waste any time. And so look at your age positively and compute that productivity timeline, and just invest in the future and get going. The last excuse is luck. Sorry, I'm reading my notes, and this comes back to the saying, everything happens for a reason, is what I interpreted this part of the excuses. But it's like a cause and effect thing, and it comes back to you or the person that's giving you the excuse. You can accept the law of cause and effect. Only we are responsible for the things that affect us. If you didn't push play on your workout today, if you didn't make good food choices throughout the day, then you won't have the greatest results, right? It's all because the cause you gave yourself is affecting you. So, and this can apply to many different things. I'm just applying it to fitness and nutrition because that's the industry I'm in. And lastly, don't be a wishful thinker. Wishes don't build success. So let's go on to chapter 3. Everybody doing good? Yeah. If you feel like my notes would be beneficial to you, I can post them. Otherwise, enjoy the video, and we'll keep going here. So chapter 3 is on building confidence, building confidence and destroying fear. Has anybody ever said, "Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of"? Nah, that's just all in your head. Has it ever helped you? Maybe for a moment it's helped you. But, you really need more tangible or more ideas of how to conquer fear. So let's talk about that F word, that 4-letter F word. Fear is the number one enemy to success. You will not reach your goals if you don't conquer your fears. Oops, sorry. I gotta go back up here, sorry. Fear is usually driven from mismanaged negative imaginations. We're either worried and embarrassed or panicked about something. And I gotta tell you, the most confident people you would think out there have fear. Like I used the example yesterday of Adele. She's one of the most successful artists right now, and eventually probably of all time. But she has a severe fear of stage fright. You wouldn't guess it because she handles herself so well, but she's admitted it, and that kind of fear can really just stop a person in their tracks. I also think about this video. It keeps coming back in my head about this penguin. He's about to jump off the edge into the water, and then he steps back, and then he goes back and steps to the edge, and he steps back, and then finally something happens, and he slips, and he just jumps. It just falls into the water, and yeah, he's swimming around and happy, and he conquered his fear, but he basically got that little push, and we just need to be our own person that's pushing us into the water, and basically action cures fear. And whether it was an unprovoked action or whether it's some sort of other action, that's how we cure our fears. And the book goes over on page 54 about some action steps. So to conquer fear, you need to isolate it and then figure out what you're afraid of. Like videos. I don't love doing videos. I don't know if I'm necessarily fearful of them, but I do procrastinate on them. I'm not very good at them, but and that's one of the things. I'm talking negatively about me, so I need to throw that out, and I just need to deal with that fear and that negativity and just do my best. And I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I love any and feedback if you are enjoying it or getting anything out of it. But and you just need to take action. So even though I didn't want to redo this video because the first one didn't turn out well, and gosh, having to do that is just like a big fear. So I took action and I just started the video. So you need to just, pony up? I don't know if that's the right term. But the other thing is 2 steps as confidence. Confidence also helps us gain success. We need to make sure that we're only telling ourselves positive things to build confidence. The book talks about, your brain being concept of an ATM, and you only want to deposit positive thoughts and withdraw positive thoughts, and try to keep those negative comments and unpleasant things that happen to you, try to keep them and let them go, or just, don't deposit them and remember them, because they can build mental monsters, as the book calls them. Let's just go on. So, psychological principle of fear conquering. Basically, it goes, think confidently and you'll act confidently. I added some other words in there. So think confidently, period, act confidently. One goes hand in hand. So just try to carry that attitude and that principle, and you should be highly successful and more confident. Techniques the book goes over about building confidence. 1, be a front row seater. And I've learned this throughout school. I used to try to sit in the front row. They used to say, the people that were in the front row would get the A's, the person in the second row would get the B, and then D or C or D, and then so forth. But second, make eye contact. So I'm not very good at looking at this little circle here, but I try to, and I hope to get better, and that's the only way we do build confidence, is to keep trying, and every time we'll get better. So walk faster. This is something I do when I don't have a cast on. I'm very big on getting to my next goal and just getting things done, and walking as fast and as intently as possible. So if I've flown by you, I'm sorry. It's probably very annoying, but I'm like the Flash. Just kidding. Speak up. Don't be the person in the meeting that just listens and doesn't offer any insight. And the book also suggests that you be more initiator of speaking up. So don't be the last one to comment on something. And the last one is smile. Yes, everything always builds our confidence if we can smile and just enjoy things a little more. So I'm smiling. I hope you're having a good time. Let's go over the last chapter here, which is about 5 areas of thinking bigger. Oops. Again, this jumped. Sorry. And again, my name is LauraStreppone. If you're just coming onto the video, I guess if you are just coming on the video, that'd be weird. But yeah, you can find me at LauraSfitLife.com, and I have a Facebook and Instagram, LauraStreppone. So check those out, and I'm trying to do the Facebook live stream, so you can follow me there. It's LauraStreppone. So let's go on the last chapter here. 5 areas. The first area is never sell yourself short. Blah, blah, try to say that fast. You need to think about what your greatest weakness is. Go ahead and ask yourself that. The big one for everyone is self-depreciation. Everybody just beats themselves down. We are our harshest critics, and we need to stop that. That is one of the things that is keeping us from thinking bigger and having success. So I like to think objects depreciate, not people. Although as we get older, we start to have less value, but everybody has value. The only thing that depreciates and loses their value are objects. So you need to remember that. The book gives you a little way of determining your 5 best assets, so you can go over that. The second thing is we need to think. We think in pictures and images, not words. If somebody gives you the phrase, we failed to meet the quota today, of course, that kind of puts a negative, defeated, disappointed image in our minds, and that's not good for us to have success. So we need to start building on positive phrases so that our phrases can correlate to positive images. Sorry. For ways of developing bigger thinking vocabulary. I'm having trouble talking, so we got to wrap this up soon. But use positive, cheerful words describing you, describing others, and use positive language to encourage and give compliments. People crave positivity, and then always use positive words when outlining plans. Like, oh, good news, good news, we're gonna do this. Good news, we're gonna do that. Let's say, you want the bad news or the good news? Never go into the bad news, but especially outlining it that way. Third, see what can be and not what is. Look beyond just what is this book? Yes, it's another personal development book. Yes, you're probably inundated with different options, but how much can you benefit from this? If you even get one or two lessons or great perspectives out of this, then it's worth taking the time to learn. That's just a small example. The book goes into other examples, but we need to practice adding value to things. We need to practice adding value to people and to ourselves. So just work on that. The fourth thing is think about the importance you add. Being a team player, but not fussing over small details and making mountains out of anthills is the saying, right? Yeah. So, maybe something didn't go right, and you start thinking negatively, and you're like, darn it, that's just not the way I wanted it, and you start arguing about it. But then you need to start backtracking and go, is this really important? Is this gonna really detriment my success? Can you deal with just letting it go and not depositing that negative thing into your memory, your brain? And then the last part of that chapter 4 goes into getting submerged into testing your thinking about trivial items and how to deal with them. So that's page 97, 98. Let's see. Yeah, it gives you different situations about what a petty thinker would their approach be and what a bigger thinker approach would be. So check that out. Check out The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, and I'll do the second installment probably next week, Monday or Tuesday, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Please give me feedback, share with anybody, go to LauraSfitlife.com, or find me on Facebook or Instagram, LauraStreppone, and I hope you have an awesome week, and this has helped you, and we'll talk soon. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.